Hello, Kaiju Ramen readers, or do we have a funny nickname for our readers? I'm not, like Ramenites, ramen people. This is the kinds of questions that I think about sometimes. But hello, I am Nathan, editor extraordinaire Marchand with Kaiju Ramen with Kaiju Ramen Magazine, Kaiju Ramen Media. I'm the one who handles the editing for the most part on the magazine. I also, let me adjust the mic here a little bit. I also am a frequent contributing writer to Kaiju Ramen. I think I've been in all but one issue at this point, and I think can't remember, it was either issue 2 or 3. I don't think I was in, but I've worked on basically every issue ever since the magazine launched. Now, I am wondering, hey, Godzilla Train, great to see you. I'm hoping to get some more people in the chat. I made a short little intro video to start this live stream, but then when I tried to upload it, it was telling me that the file was corrupted, which makes no sense because it was a MP4, so I don't know what's going on. It must be my laptop or something acting up. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm glad to see you there. I'm hoping, if at all possible, to get my friend Elijah Thomas to jump on board for this. It's going to be a very special unboxing. I do a lot of unboxings on the Monster Island Foam. That's my podcast, in case you don't know. I do a lot of unboxings on its TikTok account, but I decided, given recent news, I'm not just going to do a simple TikTok unboxing. I am going to do a full-fledged live stream for this. And oh, look, it is the queen herself, a Miss Kaiju Kim of the Fabulous Empire. That will never not be funny. Yeah, I know MP4 should have worked. Like I said, it's something acting up probably with my laptop. And hi. Hey, Camo Bat Dad, my friend Brad, who listens to everything I've ever done. Oh, that's great. That's great. So, what I'm doing tonight is for Generation Kikaida. It's a package that I bought from them. I just got my tax refund, so I basically decided to clean house with them. There had been rumors going around that they were either losing their license or they were closing up shop. And I'm not kidding you. I get my tax refund and I make my purchase, buy everything that they had in terms of their DVDs. And then inside of, I think, a day or two, the news drops that they are, in fact, closing their online shop in June. And I'm not kidding you. As soon as that happened, everything started selling really fast, particularly Kikaida, which was a 1970s tokusatsu henshin hero show about an android that was imported to Hawaii along with stuff like Kikaida 01 and Naozuman and Kamen Rider V3, and they got very popular in Hawaii because there were a lot of Japanese people who immigrated to Hawaii. That's why there are a lot of Asians in Hawaii to this day. And so I actually read the whole little story. I'm gonna bring it up here. I'm gonna bring it up. The Generation Kikaida website here just to show you a little bit about what we're talking about. Hey, Brandon, my man. That's like the one good line that Aquaman had in the Justice League movie. Great to see you here. Yeah, we got getting a little love there in the chat from Camo Bat Dad. But like I said, I'm going to bring up the website here. Hopefully, I'll be able to share it. Let me see. I am not nearly as good at this live streaming thing as the Kaiju Queen of the Fabulous Empire. Let me see. All right. Let me see. Chrome tab, Generation Kikaida. There we go. So, like I said, this is a website where for a very Still figuring out. Wait, what's going on? That looks weird. Can I do this? Gonna do picture in picture? Yeah, we'll do picture in picture. All right. So this is a website. Like I said, it's based out of Hawaii, and I was not aware of them until a couple of years ago, I think. And but to my surprise, since they're in Hawaii, they're technically U.S. based. These and their DVDs and such are legal. They were focusing, I think, it seems for a while, focusing primarily on the Hawaiian market, which I just realized I didn't hit play on my soundboard because I've been so flustered. But this is a live stream anyway. But anyway, so they've been focused a lot on the Hawaiian market, their local market, because stuff was just really popular there. But whether it's because they're just simply going out of business, I don't know if they're going to keep their physical store in Hawaii open or not, or the license has expired, or the license is being transferred to someone else. I honestly don't know, but they're having a big blowout sale, as you can see right here. Now, and all of their stuff is on sale, as I hope you can see here. Yeah, I'm double checking. But as you can tell, even their sale prices are pretty pricey. They definitely seem to be operating in the early 2000s when it comes to their DVD pricing, and just never changed it because I mean, just on sale, if you want Kamen Rider V3 here, it's $100. See, used to be 150. It's kind of crazy. But what is crazy is you can see right here, this is actually one of two box sets that they had. You can get all of the original Kikaida, and they had another box set that included all 9 of these volumes, so you get the whole show plus the reboot movie that from about 10 years ago or so. That sold out a few months ago, and now this, within, like I said, a day or two of them announcing that they're closing up shop, that sold out. And the individual volumes, I think at least 3 of the 9 are sold out. So honestly, I don't know, as tragic as it is, if you want to get this stuff. Yeah, see, look, yeah, we got 1, 2, 3. Yep, 3 of the 9. So if you want to get any of these shows legally, if you want to get Kikaida, you might be out of luck, which makes me a little bit sad. But I got a text message from my friend Danny Demana about this, and he said that this was the end of an era. That's how big this was. But one of the things I wanted to share while we're here is I wanted to share this little part right here. It's the story of Generation Kikaida, which I had not known about for a while. Comment here from Camo Bat Dad. The reboot was really good. I'm glad to hear that. I will confess, I've never seen anything of Kikaida, never seen the shows, I've never seen the anime, I've never seen the reboot, read the manga, or any of that sort of stuff. Created by Shotaro Shinomori, if I remember correctly, who created Kamen Rider famously. But I have seen the Kikaida movie from the mid 90s, which was directed by Keita Memia. That was based on one of the villains from the show. And it was a huge reimagining of him. And he went from being a villain to an anti-hero. Hey, I'm assuming, what's that? I'm assuming that's Travis. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm assuming that's Travis. If it was Michael, he would have been using his own account. Well, Kim is assuming it's Travis. Travis, if you want, if I can't get Elijah on stream here with me when I start the unboxing, you want to jump in? It's always me. Of course, it's always you. I mean, you are one of the bigwigs at Kaiju Ramen Media, and this is our very first live stream. So if you want to jump in, let me know, because I got time. But like I said, wanted to share this here with you, the story of Generation Kikaida, which I didn't know about until I read this just a few days ago. So it says, as soon as Joanne Nemomiya, then general manager of Japanese language station KIKU TV, which made me snicker a little bit because if you listen to my podcast, The Monster Island Film Vault, my fictionalized version of myself on there works on a radio station called KIJU. So anyway, saw Kikaida for the first time. She started negotiating to bring the series to Hawaii. I watched it on one of my trips there and knew immediately this is the one. Ninomiya said it was cute, had a storyline, and clearly a good versus evil theme. Perfect for Hawaii, she added. Kikaida debuted on the old KIKU in February 1974, and by the summer of that year, it was clear that the program was a smash hit. Local stores sold thousands of Kikaida dolls, t-shirts, and LP records. LP records. I would like to know what these LP records were. I'm guessing it was for the soundtrack or something, but that's fascinating because vinyl records have made a comeback, but I don't know if LPs necessarily have. A Kikaida stage show at Hawaii's 50th State Fair, then staged at Sand Island in Oahu, attracted hordes of island kids with parents in tow. And if you know anything about Japanese henshin hero superhero culture, live shows are a big deal. At least I know they are for Tsuburaya Productions with Ultraman. In fact, a lot of the suits that they use in the modern Ultraman shows are taken from the stage shows or vice versa. Later stage shows played to frenzied capacity audiences at the Honolulu International Center, since renamed Blaisdell Center. Blaisdell? Blaisdell, okay. Kikaida took on a new life in 2001 when Ninomiya brought it back on the air on the new KIKU, introducing the classic to a new generation of kids in Hawaii. Instantly, the heart. Oh, was it? Die Hard. That's what I'm sorry. The screen's a little far away from me. Die Hard fans kept asking Ninomiya to bring it back on television and formed the core of what would become known as Generation Kikaida. Kikaida Otaku? I've never heard otaku apply to any other fan base other than anime, which I find kind of amusing here, who knew every episode, every move, and every Destructoid by heart. The internet lit up with lively discussions about each episode and story plot. In no time, watching Kikaida became a family affair with 2, even 3 generations watching the hero battle evil. Inexplicably, children are fascinated by the red and blue robot, so gentle yet so strong, always on the side of justice and right. Fast forward to today, change, switch on, 1, 2, 3. Kikaida continues to endear a new generation of kids in the saga of the Android via DVD. I find that wonderful. Oh, we got some more people in the chat. Hey, Bex, great to see you. Did you hear the part where I said that I finally found someone else use the term otaku? You know, kind of like you redeemed otaku in something other than anime. Apparently, there are Kikaida otaku. Hey, Brad, my friend, you spelled that wrong. Hello? Wait, why is StreamYard not working? There we go. Now it's working. Yeah, it's not quite how she spells it. Is it party time? Wow, what's going on with the chat here? Is it party time, she says? All right. Well, what the heck? You know what? This is really acting up here for me, so I'm gonna shut that off. That might be mucking it up there a bit. But anyway, now that we've gotten all the preliminaries out of the way, I think it's now time. Go away, chat. Go away. Go away. Is everything going all right? There we go. Okay. Okay. Yay for technical difficulties. I know, right? I think it's still working. I think everything is still working. It does say I have weak internet signal right now, which is not fun. At least when it comes to StreamYard. Send, Travis? Send me a link, Nathan. Okay. Travis is jumping into the chat. Jumping into the chat. All right. Let me see. This is great live streaming, isn't it? There we go. There we go. All right. Well, like I said, we're getting to the main event here. I'll just wait and see if Travis shows up. Ooh, we got more people jumping into the chat. This is exciting. But while we're waiting for Travis to get involved, oh, look at this. Look at this. Came all the way here from Hawaii. Yeah, Kim, StreamYard doesn't like me right now. I don't really get it. Ugh. But it was going fine for a while there. It seems to be getting better. That's good. Except, again, it does not want me to click. Oh, there we go. It's just taking a second. Yeah. It's with an X because I'm cool like that. Of course you are, Bex. In fact, I don't know if you've heard, I don't know if I told you this or not. I'm getting requests. Like if you checked out the live stream I did for MIFV about a week ago, I had people requesting you on the show more. You're starting to develop a fan base on my show. So apparently you need to come to the Monster Island a little more often. If you had a perfect stream, we'd suspect you were a government snitch. Probably true. Probably true. All right, still waiting on Travis. But yeah, look at this puppy. Got all this. This is full of DVDs. I got a movie. I got 4 television shows in here. Cost me a pretty penny, but that's what Uncle Sam is for, right? That's why he sends you tax refunds so that you can buy tokusatsu because hashtag for the podcast. By the way, for anyone who hasn't seen it, again, killing time. I'm vamping hard, waiting for Travis to show up here. I'm going to share the link to the Kaiju Ramen website so you can go check out the latest issue. And we are very hurriedly working on our next one. Let me see. Camo Bat Dad. Are there any spies about? Ooh, I don't know. Maybe maybe I'm being sabotaged by spies from GFan. Oh, yeah, I said it. There's my man.
Hey.
My co-host in common, Badum Tish.
Okay, hold on. Let me get you off in the background because I had the stream playing in the background.
There, okay. It might help if I actually turn the volume up on my headphones. That would be beneficial. I can podcast, but I still can't quite StreamYard. Co-host in common. That's what I was going for there. At least I hit the right button.
I wasn't set up. I was for streaming. I was sitting in my living room, and so when you were like, "Hey, do you want to get on?" I'm like, I guess so. Let me go and set up in my room in my office."
Right. Well, and it was acting up a little bit here, but I was trying to get Elijah to come on because he knows a bit about Generation Kikaida. But hey, you're the bigwig over at the magazine, and this is our first ever live stream. So
Yeah.
it's only appropriate. And there is some Kamen Rider in here.
So, since this is our first live stream on this YouTube channel, I do want to ask anyone who is in the chat to please share this YouTube channel around. You know, even if you don't share this stream around, just share the YouTube channel around, because I do want to get more people subscribed to us. I know there's a lot of people who are subscribed to the Kaiju Weekly YouTube channel when we were doing stuff on the Kaiju Weekly YouTube, but that one is no longer active. We're not doing anything on there. We're going to be doing everything on here. So if you're subscribed to Kaiju Weekly, make sure you subscribe to this one too, because we're going to be putting a lot of stuff on here.
Right. And we did pick up a few subscribers since I've been promoting this a little bit. I know for sure the queen herself, Kim, did subscribe finally. So thank you, Kim.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kim.
Thank you, Kim.
So, yeah. So, Travis, I know. Have you seen any of the shows that we're going to be opening up today from Generation Kikaida?
I have not seen anything Kikaida. I've seen like clips of it. Just on YouTube. I've watched clips of Kikaida. It is on my list of things that I want to watch, but just haven't got around to because I am so neck deep in Kamen Rider.
Well, which is why I asked, have you seen any of Kamen Rider V3? Because that is one of the shows in here.
I have seen some V3. It's one I haven't finished completely, but I have watched some of it, so I know the basics of it. I've seen enough of it.
It is not the one with Starfish Hitler.
No, that's Super. Is it? Is it Super?
Super 1? No, it's Kamen Rider X. It's Kamen Rider X.
That's right.
Yeah.
I always forget which one that one is because I was like, I know it's one of the later Showa era ones.
Thank you, Bex. Thank you.
Yay.
You subscribe. That's great.
By the way, that reminds me, I'm going to actually Nathan here, only not to be annoying, but only because Nathan does it so much to me and to everyone. But the word otaku can be applied to anything that a person is a obsessive fan of, because that's really the idea of otaku, is someone who's just obsessively to the point of it's detrimental to their life, kind of. Although it's been kind of embraced by so many people of like, yeah, otaku's a good thing, but actually,
like Bex over here, she started a podcast called Redeemed Otaku. She's embraced the label. I think it started in the anime community. It has been embraced the most by far by the anime community. That's why I tend to associate it with that, and I don't generally see it applied outside of that. Now, Bex has done that with me. Actually, I think she's even done it on the Film Vault a couple of times. She calls me the Kaiju Otaku.
Yeah.
And you know what? You just learn to embrace it at this point. I was the superhero guy for a long time. And, once I started getting into podcasting with all things Godzilla and Kaiju a few years ago, I became the Kaiju guy. So,
that's me too. Everybody now associates me with Kaiju, obviously, because of Kaiju Ramen and everything. But, for the longest time, I was the superhero guy. I was the comic book guy. I was all these the Transformers guy.
The comic book guy, huh? Worst comic ever.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, well, like I said, we're here. We finally got to the main event.
Yes.
I have the big scary knife.
And after you do an unboxing, I have something to show off.
Oh, really?
So, yes.
Oh, this will be exciting. We got a surprise. Is it another unboxing?
Well, not quite an unboxing because I already unboxed it.
Oh, okay.
But I will show it.
It's close enough. You got something to show off. Let's do it. This is like our own little version of Collect All Monsters, because that's or Monsters with Attitude. The little YouTube channel our other co-host in common. Some people complain about that joke, but I don't care. It works for the right people. But he's gotten involved with Monsters with Attitude, and that's a lot of what they talk about is whatever new collectible or whatnot that they've picked up. Although they did do an episode on the Showa Gamera series, and I caught a bit of that, and Michael was actually basically in charge of that one. And one of his several co-hosts did not do his homework because
Ooh.
he's apparently too good to watch Showa.
Uh-oh.
I'm
The
like,
knife is knifing very well.
well, I was just cutting the tape. This is glue. This is very, very, very tough glue here. Now, I have a funny, but speaking of a knife, it's not this knife, but it was a similar one. I have a funny kind of unboxing story involving a knife. Back when the first Captain America movie came out, because this is back when you could still take props with you to the movie theater and nobody would yell at you.
Uh-huh.
So I bought, for the first time in my life, I bought a replica Captain America shield because I just wanted to completely nerd out because, Captain America is one of my favorite comic book characters. And I got it, and I managed to get it out of the box, but it was held in place by zip ties.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't realize that it's not a good idea to cut towards yourself.
No.
And I ended up, I don't know how well you can see it, but I ended up with a nice little scar here because I cut my hand open. So which I had to bandage up myself. And I still went and saw the movie when I was supposed to. And my joke was that I punched a Nazi, which is taken on a completely different meaning ever since then, and we won't get into that. But
well, while you're still opening the box, I have a kind of a funny story that reminded me of. I want to share it.
I got the first one in here.
Just real quick,
I'll tell your funny story first.
Okay, I was at the movie theater back when the first Avengers came out. I think it was the first Avengers movie came out, and they had, because you were talking about props and stuff, a lot of the workers dressed up in costume as different characters, and they had props and stuff, and one guy had a homemade like cardboard Iron Man, and he only wore the chest piece, but it was still kind of cool because they had like the light and everything. And some fellow not co-hosts, but some fellow podcasters of ours worked at that theater. And I didn't know them, and I didn't know this until much later. But when I got to know them, I asked them, I was like, oh, were you one of the ones that was working at the theater during that time? And they were like, no, we were in high school at that time. I was like, oh, I forget I'm old.
Matt and Grattan?
Yeah.
Matt and Grattan from Giant Monster BS?
Yeah. They used to work at that same theater, my favorite theater, my theater I go to all the time to watch movies. They used to work at, and I was like, oh, were you there? No, we were in high school. Like, oh
man, here's the first one in there, nicely packed together with some bubble wrap. Yeah, I'll move this down here so you can actually see me try to fight with this. Oh, this is taped. Might have to get the not very knifey knife to do this again. Maybe I'm just using it wrong. Yeah, maybe I'm just using it wrong. Ever since I cut myself with that, I've gotten a little bit more cautious with the knife. Let's see. Maybe I should have got a pair of scissors. Yeah, this is there we go. It did cut. Sometimes I wish I could save the bubble wrap because I do ship packages fairly often. But sometimes it just can't be helped.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But these, I know what these are. These are the individual volumes of Kikaida, the original Kikaida. Yeah. And there's 9 of these. So you got this stack. Oh, and they put this is the reboot movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had Elijah on for Kikaida, the Kikaida movie, and I said, "What would you?" I asked him on the air. I was like, "What would you like to come on to talk about later?" And he said this. So that might have to happen at some point.
Yeah, you guys did Kikaida on Henshin Men.
Yeah, Henshin Men. And so here's the other one. So slipped it out of there. That's actually very nicely packaged. So got all 9 of the volumes, and they they stacked it very symmetrically. Oh, wait, this is kind of funny.
Wait, I was going to say, they're not in order.
I know, they're not in order, but but this is funny. Only on volume 1. Remember when they used to do this, Travis? Those stupid, annoying labels.
The bane of my existence when I was in high school and a teenager. Oh, God, I hated those.
Yeah, but that's the only one that has it. The rest of them don't. So they learned quickly. So is there a copyright on this? I'd love to know when this was first printed. This 2001, so
Yeah,
they've kind of been sort of under the radar selling these things for over 20 years. No wonder people said that them closing their shop was the end of an era. And good grief, this is full of special features. I'm looking at some of this stuff. They got special features on everything here. Good night. No wonder it was expensive. I'm not gonna try to open all of these individually
What
because
kind of
that would
special
probably.
features they got?
Well, let me see. So this one has. It says dark destructoid monsters with sound. I'm guessing they're character profiles. And it says cast and crew profiles, promotional spot, English and Japanese menu. English and Japanese menus, not just subtitles. Menus.
Wow.
Let me move this back up here, and yeah, this is back when they have to tell you. That was back when they have to. It's like, yeah, it has English subtitles and remastered sound and audio. This one has a lot of the same stuff, but it also says it has behind the scenes factoids on episodes 1 to 10 and a Kikaida trivia game.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And this one has volume 3 here. It has Kikaida karaoke.
Ooh.
Kikaida karaoke. That sounds.
We got to save that. We got to make some content for this YouTube channel.
Yeah. There you go. That sounds. Kikaida karaoke sounds like the name of a podcast. For anybody who's watching this, if you're watching it now or even if you watch it later, comment down below. Would you be interested in us doing a kaiju karaoke and recording? Me and Michael, I'm volunteering Michael into it. Nathan, whoever wants to join in and do some kaiju themed karaoke or let's say tokusatsu general, because then we can do some Power Ranger stuff too. Jet Jaga, which we've done before on stream with Kim. Yeah. So this also has a behind the scenes interview with Bon Daisuke. And it actually has a little quotation here from it. It says, I've come to understand the true power of the story of Kikaida. Nice. Ooh, it also has this one has a Kikaida personality test.
Oh my goodness. Content
personality quiz.
They have presented us with so much content for this YouTube channel.
Yes, they have. And behind the scenes interview. So got that.
I see you, Kim. You're in on the kaiju karaoke. I see you.
Yes. I mean, G-Fest has, I don't think they had it last year, but a staple event of G-Fest, I mean, I'm trying to adjust the lighting here a little, was radioactive karaoke. I never participated, but I did watch it for a little bit. No, they did have it last year. I was just so busy, I wasn't able to do it. But I was outside the room, and I overheard people singing the Ultra 7 theme song very badly.
That's great.
Yeah. This has part 2 of the interview with Bon Daisuke and some more behind the scenes factoids for episodes 11 to 20. That's volume 5. This is the reboot movie. I'll save that one for last. And then volume 6, part 3 of the interview.
That's a long interview.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like on the new Kamen Rider Black Blu-ray set, I think they have a cast and crew like reunion interview that I think they had to break up into 3 or 4 parts.
Oh, wow.
And they're each about 45 minutes long.
Nice.
Yeah. So we got part and there's little quotations. I should read that. So like there's the little pull quote, I guess you could say. This one says, "The Kikaida music was fabulous. Fabulous. All these years later, I'm in awe of it." So that's kind of funny. They have little pull quotes for these interviews. And then this one says, "The people of Hawaii saw Kikaida and accepted it with their hearts."
Oh, wow. It's so funny that certain tokusatsu series will like do really well in like certain markets, like Brazil. One of them, which one was it? One of the Metal Heroes does really well. Gavin did really well in Brazil. So if you find some of the not legal versions of it online, the subtitles are always in Portuguese. I want to say Brazilian, in Portuguese. And it's just like that's because that's where it was the most popular.
Mm-hmm. This one says it also has fun activity pages because it always lists what are the new things in each one of
Uh-huh.
these. So I don't know what that is, but I know quote unquote activity pages were a thing for a while in DVDs.
Mm-hmm.
So we're here at volume 7, and we got part 4 of this interview. Because I was a robot in Kikaida, I had to act even more human.
Ooh,
Ooh.
wow.
That sounds interesting. And then behind the scenes factoids, episodes 21 to 30. Volume 8. Uh Hokkaido karaoke.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
Kikaida power diagram. It has a screenshot of it here.
Hmm.
It looks like the beginning of Mega Man X. I don't know how well people can see it, but it looks like the beginning of Mega Man X there.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then the origins of Kikaida's story. Ooh, this was I mentioned this at the beginning. This was created, and this is the original Hokkaido.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, looks very 70s. But this was also created by Shotaro Shinomori, creator of Kamen
Mm-hmm.
Rider.
Yep.
Which is why there's a lot of similarities, like hero created by villainous evil organization bent on world domination. And
Mm-hmm.
they get scary names like Dark.
Yeah. Well, one of Ishinomori's like hallmarks in all of his manga and anything that he's created is that the hero and the villain are closely tied together.
Mhm.
Like they are always closely tied together. That is one of his big things. And you might see a cat tail pop up here and there because Daisy is on my desk.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be a podcast with Travis Alexander, or a live stream for that matter, if we weren't getting interrupted by the cat. And here's the final volume, volume 9, also with Hokkaido on the cover. And does he have he's actually using a gun in this one. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And this says it comes with 3D glasses.
Whoa.
2 free 3D glasses, and it has a bunch of new features on this one. It says more Kikaida karaoke. Oh, snap. Behind the scenes interview with Bon Daisuke Part 5. Behind the scenes factoids episodes 31 to 43 and 3D featurette. The Origins of Kikaida Story Part 2, Kikaida 3D featurette original 1973 trailer.
Wow.
A box set promotional video, which I think you can watch on Generation Kikaida because I think they have a YouTube channel. A Kamen Rider V3 DVD promo. So I think
Nice.
the gimmick was they did a short movie. I'm looking at it right now. It's included on this. They did a short movie and it was in 3D. That's why you get the 3D glasses. Oh my. Yeah, it says Professor Gill resurrects 20
wow.
dark destructoids with an almighty device. That's all you get. An almighty device, and orders them to destroy Japan's major cities. Kikaida battles the Resurrectoids. And
that is an awesome name, though.
Mottled Sand Gecko. This special 3D featurette is considered its own standalone story, separate from the 43 episode Kikaida television series. Wow.
Nice.
I pity anyone who tries to release. I pity anyone who tries to release this show now after this. If someone else picks up this license, and then this is the reboot movie.
Yeah,
which
and that's
doesn't
what we
appear
were
to have
talking
any
about.
special features.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. The two of us in a private conversation that we had the other day was, man, just I wonder who's going to get the license to this. Now that this is they're not doing it anymore. If I remember right, Generation Kikaida had a special license or a special contract, so there were still like Kikaida could still be distributed by other distributors to the continental US, but Generation Kikaida had a special kind of contract to be able to do it for the Hawaiian market and everything. So I think August Ragone talked a little bit about that.
Right. Bex, what are you going gaga over there? But this is actually kind of interesting, Travis. I'm looking at this movie and I'm wondering if Toei didn't even make it because maybe this is just the distributor, but look what I'm seeing here. That's Katakawa.
Oh yeah.
That's
Wow.
interesting. That's interesting. And this was made in 2014.
Well, that would make sense. Like Toei, I don't know. I guess yeah, because Toei could have reached out to Katakawa, and they could have, Katakawa could have produced it, and then Toei distributed it. Because Katakawa is not a distributor. They use like Toho and other ones to distribute. So yeah. I have to double check on Space Sheriff, the Space Sheriff one, and see who produced that. If it was Katakawa, because it was around that same time.
Right.
Kikaida, Space Sheriff Gavin, and the reboot of Kikaida were all made around the same time.
And this is the only other time that Kikaida has appeared in anything. And I mean, you can see the design used for him in this on the front cover here. If you're familiar with the Amemiya design from his Kikaida movie, there's some shades of it in here, but it's definitely going more for the original show, but modernized. So that's kind of interesting on here. Yeah. I'm curious about this one. It says the original actor is in it as a different character.
Huh. That's neat.
So that's kind of nice of them. So that's a lot of stuff. Now we got to dig a little bit farther into here. Oh, wait.
Yeah, this is the one I'm excited for.
Oh, that is so cool of them. Oh, that is so cool of them. Give me a second here. I'm gonna flip this over to protect my mailing address. But this is so cool. Okay.
No one docks Nathan.
Yeah, but this is basically a little receipt here. It's got all the stuff listed, and they put a handwritten note on here. Look at that.
Aw, Mahalo.
Aw, thank you guys. Thank you so much. It is so cool of you to do a little personal touch like that. Wait. The cat?
Yeah, that's
your cat. She's going. She's a cat lover. She's very much a cat lover. Okay. Actually, everything else is all packaged here together. This is all of the contents of the box. All of it. Okay, so we're done with this because I'm guessing they released these later because these are in, as you can tell, more traditional series box set things. But these, they all, released individually. And you would have to, they would probably release them maybe every couple of months because that's how DVDs used to work, people.
That is how they used to do it.
Kind of ridiculous, I remember because it took anime distributors a while to catch on to the whole box sets complete series thing. They kept doing it in volumes and they were charging people like $30 a volume. It was insane.
Oh man, I mean, both of us are from the old school time period of collecting. You may not have collected them, but collecting the anime on VHS, and that they would release them. And so by the time you finished like an entire series, it like covered an entire shelf across your whole wall because it was just like volume 1, volume 2, all the way to like volume 23.
Right. I'm sure Bex probably remembers those days. She's been in the anime scene for a while. Okay.
Bex, I got it. Me and you have got a podcast
destroying
together.
This bubble wrap. What?
I was saying me and Bex have got a podcast together. I got to talk about, I love anime. Anime is one of those things. It's just one of those things that, and we talked about this, that there's not a lot of crossover between kaiju and anime fans. And like the Venn diagram doesn't actually cross over that much.
Yeah, it doesn't cross over as much as you would think.
Yeah.
Okay. And appropriately, you know what? Let's start with the apparent sequel series here. I've been told by Elijah that it's a sequel and yet it's not, but here we go. It's not the one that was on the top. The one that was on the top is the one you would be most interested in, but we have Kikaida 01 here.
01. Yeah.
01. 6 discs, and let me see what kind of special features we got in here. Ikeda, Shunsuke, and Bandaisuke interview. Okay. Kikaida memories with Joanne Ninomiya. She was the one who ran Generation Kikaida. Behind the scenes episode factoids. Okay. Kikaida Zero One interactive 3D model. Fun. Expletives deleted subtitle option. This is something I think they're the only ones who do this.
Wow, that's cool. Actually, I mean, it's just funny.
Yeah, it is. How to draw Kikaida 01, Kikaida 01 trivia quiz, Kikaida 01 essays. Doesn't say what exactly they're about, and character profiles, and it's saying it's been digitally remastered. But you can tell that this is definitely meant for the Hawaiian market, because this and the reboot movie have comments from Hawaiian critics about it. So what's kind of interesting about this one, I don't know when this one was printed. I'm trying to see if I can find a copyright on here. That's a copyright for the original show. Yeah, I don't see a copyright for this, but this definitely looks much more modern by comparison.
Yeah, even the thinner, like.
Yep, this is a thin pack.
Yeah.
I remember when these became a thing too. I'll actually open this one up and take a look at this. So yeah, the thin packs. And then remember the thin packs, they were popular in anime for a while. Yeah. So here you go. And it's got they got episode listings on the back there.
That's cool.
Yeah. So this one's actually a little longer than the original. It's 46 episodes.
I wouldn't have put that. I would have thought that the original one would have been the longest.
Yeah, I would have thought. And this one is on
like Kamen Rider.
Yeah,
the original. Kamen
yeah,
Rider.
that's hard to top that. But the 6 discs, the other one was 9, and it was actually a bit of a longer show. That's kind of interesting.
Just want to say, give a shout out to Drew. Howdy, Drew. Thanks for joining in the chat.
Oh, Drew Dodgen from the Cellcast, who's been your substitute for a handful of episodes on Henshin Men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kim's making some jokes here. Yeah. Nathan lives at 456 Monster Island Road, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I probably do, actually. And Bex is saying that the only anime VHS she has is a couple of the Deke Sailor Moon episodes. And she would love to podcast with you.
I'm telling you, yeah, Bex, yeah.
Bex, you got to relaunch Redeemed Otaku first. We need the second coming of Redeemed Otaku.
Your people will talk to my people.
Okay. I'm a little concerned about this one because I hear stuff rattling. That scares me, but this is a Nazuman.
Oh, yeah, Nazuman.
I know that our friend Danny DeMana is a big fan of this show. He's the one who made me aware of it. And actually, I think when I asked him what the heck is a Nazuman, he told me a little bit about it and said, where can you buy it anywhere? And he said, oh yeah, Generation Kikaida. So I think he might have been the one who made me aware of Generation Kikaida. But oh no. Yep, we got a loose disc.
Oh no.
We got 2 loose discs here. Let me check to make sure. Actually, everything appears to be fine.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. So, sigh of relief there. I always get scared when I buy DVD sets and I hear them rattling. I don't worry as much about Blu-rays because Blu-rays are indestructible. So hopefully they'll stay in place there. But if you want to take a look at the discs here, I know basically nothing about this show other than it's Henshin, and it kind of falls into the same vein as a lot of 70s shows. I don't think this was made by Toei though.
No,
it was Toei. I'm looking at it. It was Toei. It was Toei.
Yeah. That's right.
It's another Ishinomori show. I honestly thought this was made by somebody else. There were, I think, a couple of other studios that were making stuff at the time, and especially in the 70s. Like Iron King is, I don't know if you've ever seen Iron King. That one's kind of obscure. It's another Henshin hero show, but it's not made by anybody I know. It wasn't Toei. It wasn't Subaraya.
Cowboy Tokusatsu. That's what that one is.
What?
cowboys
Yeah,
and
it's the one with the
tokusatsu.
cowboy. Yeah, but the sidekick is the henshin hero, which is one of the things it does to kind of subvert expectations. And it was released by, I think it was BCI Eclipse or whatever BCI Eclipse became later.
Mm-hmm.
And they sold it by saying that there were people who worked on Ultraman who worked on that show.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay. The show is wild. I will say that's 26 episodes, 3 different storylines. The last storyline is definitely the best. I don't remember who the villains were in the first story arc. The second story arc, they looked like knockoff Sentai villains. And they were like weird samurai rainbow colored terrorists. The last batch of villains were the most interesting. They were aliens and they looked like V from V for Vendetta.
Oh, okay.
They were nuts.
So this is why I'm a little bit more familiar with, or a little bit familiar with, Inazumon, because Inazumon did make a cameo in the crossover film, the Kamen Rider crossover film, which was O's, Dino's, and all of the other riders together in a big crossover film.
I just want to say, I am getting some Speed Racer energy here.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think this one was kind of like this kind of was drew inspiration from like the 60s, I want to say 60s era of like car racing and motorcycle racing, which again, like that's where Kamen Rider kind of was born from.
Look at this car.
Yeah, I know. The car is like the thing that I remember the most from it. Anytime anybody asks about Inazumon, I'm like, the only thing I know is the car.
Why does this bad guy on here? I think it's a bad guy. He looks like the Michelin Man's weirdo brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's bonus features. It says Bandai Suke interview. I guess he's in this one too. Inazumon fan interviews. Interesting. Karaoke, more karaoke. I guess we're having a Nazumon karaoke. Better bring Danny on for that.
Ooh.
Trivia quiz, episode factoids, character profiles, cast and staff list, and more. It says, ooh. But I don't know how many episodes this one is. It's 4 discs. For those who might be interested, because this one is still available. The original Kikaida stuff, good luck. The set with all 9 volumes. Well, the one that came with all 9 volumes plus the movie, that sold out a couple months ago. And the one with all 9 volumes, it's now listed as sold out. And 3 of the 9 individual volumes are listed as sold out. So you might be out of luck with that one. I don't know. I don't know if they'll restock or not. You might be able to dig around in the secondary market and hope you don't have to donate blood to get it.
So does that have just the season 1, or is that season 2 also of Inazumon? Because there's an Inazumon and Inazumon Flash was the second season.
I don't think this is Inazumon. This has a Inazumon Flash. I would think that would be listed as a separate show. Oh, it says the complete 25 episode series.
Let me see. Let me look back on here and see how many episodes was. Yeah, that's just the first season.
Okay, yeah, so it doesn't have an Inazumon Flash. Probably, maybe because that one didn't air in Hawaii. I don't know.
It did. So
the
entire 48 episodes, which is season 1 and season 2, did broadcast in KIKU TV in Honolulu.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that made me laugh when I read that. It's KIKU. That sounds I unintentionally copied it possibly because on the Film Vault it's KIJU. But no, we got a comment here from our friend August, which is fun. And it says, from its funk-based score to its bizarre creatures, Inazumon is pure 70s superhero gold.
Wow.
Yeah, so let me read the back cover here because I don't know anything about this. I was at least kind of familiar with Kikaida because Kikaida is a bit of a franchise unto himself. There's a manga, there's an anime, which I would like to see the anime actually. And there's 2 shows, 2 Toku shows, the movie, the Kikaida spinoff, if you want to call it that, from the Amemiya. But it says Bandai Suke of Kikaida fame takes the lead role in this classic series, pitting a college student against the hostile forces of the Neo-Human Empire. Oh boy. Unique among live-action tokusatsu shows, this innovative series features the extraordinary double henshin transformation. Okay. The Raigingo supercar, the psionic, or psychic, it says psychic in parentheses, abilities. Watari Goro Ban clashes with Emperor Bamba. Emperor Bamba.
Wow.
Bamba. It's either Bamba or it's Bamba. I don't know which one is funnier.
It would be pronounced Bamba. Yeah.
So it's Bamba. Emperor Bamba. Emperor Bumba's grotesque core of mutant monsters and exclaims, summon supreme power. Or, yep, there's the cat. There you go, Bex. You get a cat cameo. And okay, so the translation of his henshin command is summon supreme power, or in Japanese, it is Choriki Shorai, to initiate his final transformation into a Nazuman. All the gripping elements of Ishinomori's good versus evil theme, the Watanabe Chumei's brilliant musical score. I have no idea who this man is. Maybe I should look into that. Are woven into this exhilarating and colorful series. This sizzling 4-disc collector set contains all 25 original episodes, digitally mastered and fully subtitled in English. If you enjoy Kikaida, this is for you.
Daisy, stop. Okay.
Oh my gosh, the chat is exploding for the cat.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I don't know what was in the works for you, Bex, but something was in the works.
Me and her.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. Probably going to buy Kamen Rider V3 from them Friday when I get money. That's a good move.
Now he didn't say Kamen Rider.
Yeah, he corrected himself.
He said Karen Rider.
I did that. I made that mistake once too, and now I just picture a very angry, demanding woman on a motorcycle wearing a grasshopper helmet. And just demanding that the monsters and Shocker bring her her meal, or she's going to talk to their manager. Like, that's what would happen. Like, Karen Ryder will go up to the Kaijin of the week and just say, I'm going to talk to your leader. And then she just walks in one episode. She just forces her way into the office of Shocker leader and just says, I need to talk to you.
Yeah, I need to talk to the manager.
Oh, yeah, stupid autocorrect. Yeah, camo bat that Karen Ryder manager request. Kim says, I must pet the kitty.
Yeah, she's a handful.
Cateo.
Yeah, instead of a cameo, it's a catio.
A catio. There you go. Yeah. Queen Daisy has arrived. The stream is now complete. All right, now we get to the one that you're most interested in.
Yes, V3.
Kamen Rider V3. This is a nice cover art, I have to say.
It is. It is very good.
I've actually been thinking if we do another logo for, say, Henshin Men, I want it modeled after this. I just love the composition of this.
Yeah. It's really good. Easy. Ow, don't bite me.
So we'll cut. We gotta. She needs to be on.
I know. So you have you seen the meme of the cat that's like sitting on the keyboard and it's just holding down the A button? It just starts off small and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
I think I might have actually.
That is what she's doing right now. She's sitting on my keyboard.
Out of curiosity, Travis, do you know offhand how long Kamen Rider V3 is? Okay, it's on 6 discs.
It is. I can look it up right now because I'm just
kind of curious. I'm trying to see, is it on here?
52 episodes.
52. Yeah, it says 52 on here. That's interesting because I heard some people complaining about the newer DVD sets from Mill Creek for Ultraman, for the Ultraman, the anime, and for Ultraman 80, because those are about this long and they put them on 6 discs. And I heard, and there were some people being like, yeah, I think they compressed these a little too hard, which is kind of funny. I haven't heard anybody say that about Generation Kikaida. Okay, these are all packed very nicely. It's got, again, remember these these little inserts that have stuff
Yes.
stuff
Yes.
about them. And these are our discs in here. Got different art on each disc, it looks like. So you got Mr. Is his official name really is V3, right?
Yeah.
It is V3. And then oh yeah, so we got got a different picture of V3. Then there's him on the motorcycle. And then another one of him on the motorcycle. And no, wait, no, this is a different character. Excuse me. This is a different character. Is what is it? Rider Man? Is it Rider
Yes.
Man?
Yes, Rider Man. Yeah, he's the one that has the
Yeah.
interchangeable hand gauntlet thing.
Yep.
So yeah, he has different tools that he'll take. I really like him as a secondary writer. I thought because he's not the first secondary writer, because obviously we had
Hayato.
Hayato. But he was he was one of the first secondary writers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot that they did that. They kept that tradition going for a really long time. Yeah, even in because I'm about 20 plus episodes into Kamen Rider Black right now, and they do technically have a secondary writer, but he hasn't shown up yet, and he's one of the bad guys.
Yeah, and even in like Kuga, when Kuga came along and they rebooted it, there's no secondary writer, but one of the characters in it might as well be a secondary writer, the way that he is as important to the story as the main character. So it's like, even in the ones that don't have it, there's always like the spirit of a right. secondary writer there.
They're definitely trying to market this to anime and toku fans there,
yes,
from the creator of Kikaida and Cyborg 009, because next to Kamen Rider, Cyborg 009 is probably Ishinomori's most popular creation.
Yeah, and well, in fact, actually, I would say in the US, Cyborg 009 is probably his most known.
That one is definitely here. Yeah, for sure. So the special features on this one, Miyachi Hiroshi interview. I'm guessing he's the star of the show. V3 trivia quiz, behind the scenes episode factoids, Kamen Rider V3 karaoke. More karaoke, man. We can do Kamen Rider karaoke with this.
Yes. Kamen Rider, Kamen Rider, Rider.
I have heard the theme song for V3. I don't like it as much as the original show.
Yeah, it's missing that charm.
Yeah. But character profiles. Who was that master bug man? It just says it's on disc 1. I'm guessing it's a documentary.
That was okay. Full disclosure, that was my reaction to Kamen Rider when he showed up on Power Rangers as Masked Rider in Power Rangers. That's how I got started with Kamen Rider. I was like, who is that bug guy that rides the motorcycle? I must know more.
Right. Destron, the army with roots in hell.
Mm-hmm.
It's also on disc 1. Cast and staff list, episode selection, English subtitles with expletives deleted option.
Yep, there it is again. That's so interesting.
That's so weird. Generation Kikaida is the only company I know of who does something like that. I guess they think that they're gonna. Well, I mean, like I read the little history portion there toward the beginning of the stream, and Generation Kikaida has been based around families from the get-go, so maybe that's why they did it, because they're like, oh yeah, the 70s kids are going to show this to their children and their grandchildren, so they can read subtitles, but we're going to take the profanity out. So that's just
right. Yeah
and digitally remastered. So yeah. And oh boy, Travis, you might have a different opinion about this, but there's a little poll quote here. Can't see it very well, but it says, the coolest Japanese superhero series of the 1970s, Kamen Rider V3 rocks.
Ooh. I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched the whole series. I need to go back. I need to go and watch the whole series. But yeah, I mean, I do like V3. I like his character design. I like his costume. There's a lot going on. Obviously, Tachibana continues on into that series.
Yeah, well, this is actually a sequel. This is I saw a guy, I can't remember his name offhand. I was binging a lot of his videos when he does reviews of physical releases for
Mhm.
tokusatsu, and he did a kind of a retrospective on different Kamen Rider releases because he has all of them, and he said this right here from Generation Kikaida is the first physical media release in the United States of anything Kamen Rider.
Mhm. It is.
And yeah, so this is this is a milestone, people. I
Mhm.
can't believe it. Like Generation Kikaida was so under the radar, even though they've been around for 20 years, that
Mhm.
people could have gotten this. Now the price point was also probably a barrier to entry there. I got
Yeah.
this on sale, but even on sale, it's stupid expensive.
Yeah, it's still like 100 and something
It's
dollars.
$100 on
Yeah.
sale. It originally retailed for 150.
Yeah. But I mean,
Either it's because they have to pay Toei a bunch of money to get these, or they're still living in the early 2000s when if you wanted a single season of say like Star Trek The Next Generation, you're forking over $80 to $100.
yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I mean, like you get the entire series, that's 52 episodes. I mean, that's not that bad of a deal, but at the same time it is beyond the price point for a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're not already familiar with V3 and you're wanting to like check it out, to pay it to fork over $100 or more to try something that you've never experienced before. I don't know, it was a barrier.
Right. I'm looking at the the little description, the back the back cover copy on this, and as usual, a lot of these things, particularly from the same creator, they tend to follow a lot of similar formulas. Shinomori definitely had his go-to tropes
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's definitely in this. I know a lot of these earlier Tokushows, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, all of them, they had a formula that they stuck with. Super
Uh-huh.
Sentai did as well.
Mhm.
And so this one, it's going to sound eerily familiar if you know anything about the original Kamen Rider, but this is what it says. After witnessing the brutal murder of his family and mortally wounded at the hands of the demonic Destron organization. First off, that sounds like it's equal parts Batman and G.I. Joe right there.
Or
Destron instead of
uh
Destro.
true. I was thinking that Origin also sounds a little bit like Frank Castle
Yeah, the Punisher.
in The
Yeah.
Punisher.
Yeah, motocross phenom Kazami Shiro is reborn as a cyborg created by Kamen Riders 1 and 2. Oh. So he
Mhm.
sees them all die, he's mortally wounded, but it's our boys Hongo and Hayato who make him into a superhero. That's a
Yeah.
little different. That's a little different. Drawing power from his henshin belt because they all have belts.
Yep. Obviously.
That's that's a trope that never goes away.
Nope.
Shiro vows to avenge his family and annihilate Destron. I'm Batman. I'm Kamen Rider. Astride his superbike, the Hurricane. Not the Cyclone, it's the Hurricane.
Mhm.
V3 charges into their army of mutants, and then it points out Toei Studios, which it credits with something called the Yakuza Papers, which I don't know if I've heard of. And it says from the hit making team of creative producer Hiroyama was Toru Johnny Sacco, so that's a name people are going to recognize,
Mhm.
and manga author Shinomori Shotaro. Oh, they did it the Japanese way, putting the family name first with Kikaida. So there you go.
Well, Ishinomori isn't really his name. That's just his like name that he goes
It's a pen
by.
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. It's funny looking at these. I just realized these are all packaged differently. So you've got the stack,
Of
the
Kikaida.
stack of
Yeah.
individual discs that they didn't box together necessarily, but you could buy them in bulk. Then we get the thin packs. And then we get these two that are just packaged together in these extra large DVD cases, and The spindles are mounted on these little things
Right.
you can
Yeah. The
flip
little
through it like
flip
that.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah, these little That's interesting. It's almost I'm guessing they probably release these all at different times, and
Mm-hmm.
the
It's interesting.
the
Get a little
the
history
practices
of
for
like
packaging them were
packaging.
different. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a little history lesson there, a little trip down memory lane where you can
So can
if you've been a physical media collector like a lot of us have for years, I mean, you got to understand, people, this, stuff like this, before the days of streaming, this is what you did. You
mm-hmm.
waited for a new DVD to drop, and then you went to a store and you bought it. And
Yep.
for stuff like this, you would have to go to some sort of specialty store. You couldn't just walk into Walmart and get it. Now you can walk into
Mm-hmm.
Walmart and buy Ultraman. It's kind of
I
nuts,
know.
but you would have to walk into someplace like a Best Buy or something that's more of a specialty store, like a Suncoast Motion Picture Company or
Mm-hmm.
an I don't know how long. Well, I guess FYE's been around for a while, but
Yeah,
yeah,
or just
so,
a little mom and pop shop sometimes. I mean, it's a
right?
mom and pop, but just like a little small shop that's run by the weird guy who has all the strange posters for movies in other languages.
Yeah, and then if you talk to him, it's like, oh, do you want the good stuff? I'll take you to the back, and I don't mean the porn. It's like that. It's like that's where you go. That's where you can find the stuff that hasn't been released yet.
Yeah,
It might be legally dubious, shall we
yeah.
say?
So now that you've done your unboxing, do you want to spend just a few minutes
Go
showing
for
off
it.
what I got today?
Go for it.
Real quick before we finish off that completely. If you're interested at all, go check out Generation Kikaida because they're going away, and we want to support. They show that they were loved. They're going to be missed. Like we said, they brought America the first release, the physical release of Kamen Rider. Like that's a thing that it can never be taken away from them. So
I'll put a link in the chat here.
okay, so yeah, go check
There
them
you go.
out if you're willing to go and buy some of these things on their closeout sale. That'd be great. You can get your hands on it. But
Yeah, the closeout sale, what they're doing is they're not changing the price for any of the products right now. They're already on sale, but now they've lowered the free shipping minimum from $100 to $75.
Yeah. So anyway, so what I got today, and like I said, it's not an unboxing because I already unboxed it because I needed to make sure it was all good and nothing got messed up and everything.
Right.
But it's the physical copies of Kaiju Ramen issue 8, and you can tell that my picture is mirrored on here because it's. Yeah. But it is our largest issue to date. We have not had an issue with more pages than this. This is our biggest page number that we have done, and it is just looking fantastic. Obviously, Greco Printing, Comics Wellspring, they do a fantastic job with their printing. They've been this time around. It was a little slow, a little slow turnaround because they've been really, really busy lately. They apologized. They said it was they've been really busy, and they're trying to expand their printing now. They have a new press that they just bought, digital press, so they can expand their printing. So now we're hopefully going to get a better turnaround, but they always do a good job. So I'm always willing to wait, even when they get behind because of holidays or whatever, to wait because they always do a great job on their books. But yes, issue number 8, celebrating 2 years. That is our mascot, Ramen.
We're still debating on a name.
Ramen-saurus. I don't even remember what we
Noodles.
Yeah, Noodles. In a Shin Godzilla style.
Ramen Gone. We can't pick a name.
I know.
We may have to just put up a list and just have people vote.
We did, and I don't remember what happened to it. Anyway, so just to give you guys a preview of the interiors. So we've got here's some interiors. This is your article, Nathan, because there's
Yay!
So we got some nice. So I was looking at this when I got it today, and maybe the people in the chat can tell me the text is actually still kind of big. I know me and Michael's talked about, we've actually reduced the font down for this issue than what we've had in other issues, but it still is actually kind of big. So I might, to save on page numbers, because it definitely does help with our page numbers, our page count, I might reduce the font down some more. Because this is still a little big, but
Right.
when people,
If I had,
uh-huh.
my G fans are out over there, but that'd be an interesting point of comparison. I think their text is a little bit smaller compared to
Yeah,
what we do.
yeah, the I know a lot of magazines, because more pages cost more money to print, so a lot of them will reduce down the font size. And like I said, we have already reduced the font size some, and it still looks big, so I might reduce it some more.
Yeah.
Um,
Because we're not making this for blind old people,
right, exactly. Well, I don't know. Maybe the guy with the glasses is the one who's been doing all the editing lately, so maybe that's why the text is kind of big.
Yes, Kim points out a very important thing. Yeah, there's also an interview
Yeah, I
with
know
her
it.
in
I
her,
know it's
and
mirrored, but
and the full interview is actually one of the other videos on this YouTube channel.
on this YouTube channel. Yeah. So I know it's mirrored, but it says "Chillin' with Kaiju Kim." It's an interview with Kim. So
Actually, it's not mirrored.
is it not mirrored? It's mirrored on my end.
No, it's not mirrored.
Oh, okay.
It just
It's
looks. I guess it just looks mirrored to you. Well, let's explore. Let's try this. It's like, nope. It's not mirrored when I'm looking at the screen right now, holding this up.
well,
So
mine is mirrored. Mine shows it backwards. So I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But anyway, so it's that there's Kim's interview. We've got some really great stuff. This is one of my favorite issues that we've had so far. I have really enjoyed. We've got a fantastic article by Robert Kelly, who runs the
That one was great. That one was great.
What's his podcast name? I can't.
Record All Monsters.
Record All Monsters.
Yeah, I was
I'm
just
drawing
on
a
it
blank.
actually a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Record All Monsters. I have an ad in there for him. We did, since he was so kind to submit the article for us. But yeah, that was a fantastic article. Very personal. When he sent it to me and I read just the title of it and everything, I was like, oh, this is going to be kind of a fun article. Then I read it and I was like, man, this is a lot deeper and a lot more personal than I thought it was going to be, and it's fantastic. So
I drove Michael crazy because the movie he talks about most specifically, Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 74, that is slated to be covered on the Film Vault this year, and I had promised it to Michael because he loves that one.
Oh yeah, he does.
When I read that piece, which was adapted from the script that he did for it on his podcast, when I read that, I just got a hold of Robert and I said, I'm gonna have you on for that movie now in the Film Vault. He said, I'd love to. And then I had to call up Michael's like, you're gonna share that episode. And he's like, oh, come on.
Hey, that's all right. Speaking of Michael, something I did in this issue that I haven't done before. I put Michael's, and I didn't tell him. And when he got avatar. When he got the digital copy and he was looking at it, he's like, okay. Put his little chibi self in here. So
yeah, that's great. Kim does have an opinion about the mascots.
It should be called Noodles. My vote has always been for Noodles. My vote has always been for Noodles. Talk to Michael. Michael's the one who keeps vetoing.
I think it's funny. I really think it's funny. I mean, and Elijah, our friend Elijah, came up with a brilliant backstory to explain it, which is that where we can have our cake and eat it too. We can use some of the more serious sounding names, like that's like the name, like Ramenosaurus or whatever, Ramenosaurus Rex or something, and Noodles is given to him by his little Kenny friend, who just like meets him some places, like, I'm gonna call you Noodles. I guess it's like, that's genius. I want that. That needs to be canon. I will make it canon. I will write a short story where I make it canon.
But we have another article in here is the 10 was it underrated, that's right, 10 underrated characters or performances from a Godzilla film. So
Oh no! Now she not only cancels Michael, she vetoes him.
she vetoes Michael.
Take that, Michael. Kim not only cancels you, she vetoes you.
But I did want to give a shout out to Jay, who wrote this article, Jay Key, who wrote this article. He is the owner or co-owner and operator of Toku Toy Town, and also he has a podcast. What is the podcast called?
YAMS on Monster Island.
Right, yeah, YMS. I the titles of everybody's podcasting, and I keep forgetting what all of them are titled. But JK did a really good job.
Some weeks you would forget yours. So
yes, I did. I did. Didn't
what
I?
kaiju about what podcast about kaiju that I do every week? What's that called again?
Is it the weekly dose of kaiju? Is that what it was called? Yeah. So that's the magazine.
Weekly Kaiju? Is that what it? Weekly Kaiju?
Of course, we're still doing the square binding instead,
which is so much better.
Yes. If anybody picked up the first few issues, I think issue 5 is when we switched. So 1 through 4 had the saddle stitch, which is kind of like a comic book style where you had the staples in the center. That worked for the first couple of issues because we were still doing really small page numbers. But by the time we got to issue 5 and it was like, the page count kept increasing, we needed to go, and it is just a much cleaner and more professional look. So I'm glad that we went with the square binding. So and the person who did the cover art this time around is myself. I actually did the cover art.
Yes,
this time around. Which and speaking real quick for anybody who happens to watch this later or is watching this right now, this cover and all of our previous covers, I think, or at least most of them, are going to be in poster form and will be available at All Monsters Attack in Chicago later this year. We will have posters of this cover and covers from the previous issues, including the Volume 1 cover, which was done by Matt Frank. We will have posters of that available. They are limited in number, so if you see us, we're going to have a table there at All Monsters Attack. If you are there, make sure to stop by. You can get yourself a poster or print.
Yep. Yeah, here you go. All Monsters Attack.
Yes. So if you're going to be there, we will have copies of some of the magazines available. We will have a few copies of Volume 1. If you didn't get the Volume 1 from the Kickstarter, we will have a very limited number of those. And so a lot of the artists, not just me, but a lot of the artists who did covers, our previous covers, will be at the event too. So you can get the print signed. I'm sure they will be willing to do that. You may, maybe they'll ask you to buy something to be able to sign it too, but you should be able to get it signed. So definitely stop by.
Seriously, people, you should consider going. They're taking over G-Fest old stomping grounds, which really seems like a message is being sent. And look at this stacked guest list here. Ben Furuya, Carl Craig, Tom Kitagawa, Dor Kraus. We're going to have 2 Ultramen there, people.
Yep.
He's the Australian Ultraman.
Yep.
And then we get some Star Wars suit actors here. Dorian King, or Kingy, Barry Lowen.
Ryota, there's it. I'm so excited for that. I am going to be wearing my hashtag Justice for Baragon shirt when I go meet her.
Yep. Yep. One of only 2 suit actresses I can think of who's done kaiju. There's been some in stuff like Sentai and some of the hero shows, but she's one of only 2 I can think of who've done kaiju. The other one was Gauss in Guardian of the Universe. And then, like I said, TJ Storm, social hero Gura, and we got a Power Ranger, Jason Font from Time Force.
Yep.
And then Shinji Nishikawa, he's an artist who's worked on these movies. Oh, here's another suit actor. Hirofumi Fukizawa, was in Gamera and Super Sentai. And then this is the big one that they just announced, Masaki Daimon, the star of Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. So, like I said, the guest list is stacked at All Monsters Attack, but that's one of their big draws.
The artists who are going to be there is going to be stacked. I know Kaiju Hime is going to be there. I know Neo Monster Island is going to be there. I can't remember if Oh no, no.
Actually, Neo Monster Island announced that he's not going to be able to make it.
Oh, is he? Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I think Lisa Nafziger is going to be there too, who
Right.
also did some cover work for us. Um, uh, Matt Frank. I was trying to think of who all I had talked to about going. Matt Frank's definitely going to be there. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of artists there. So you will be able to see a lot of artists. You'll be able to see us, me, Nathan, Michael, and Elijah are all going to be there, and we're going to be working the table. So you guys can come pick up a copy. These magazines here have been up for pre-order for the last few weeks, but now we're going to take them off of pre-order. We're going to put them on regular order now that we have the actual physical copies in hand. So if you haven't pre-ordered it, you can order your copy. It will still be available on there as supplies last, because we do not do multiple prints. We only do a single printing. When we run out, we run out. So grab a copy while you can at the Kaiju Ramen magazine or kaijuramenmedia.com. That's where you can get that.
Right. And just to catch up with the chat here a little bit, here's another comment from Kim. She's like, I want to go to All Monsters Attack so bad, but I have no money to spare.
I feel you, Kim. I feel you, because I had to make a choice between G-Fest and All Monsters Attack. And because we're doing the table at All Monsters Attack, I chose that one. So I'm actually not going to be at G-Fest this year. So
yeah, you won't be at G-Fest, but myself, Michael, and Elijah are planning on being there.
Yeah, but
so
anyway,
you can at least see all of us there.
Yeah, but
we'll talk to you about the magazine. And
yeah, but Kaiju Ramen's not going to have a table or anything like that at G-Fest.
We're also hoping to do hopefully a panel there about making the magazine and talking about the magazine and things like that. So, and then a couple of comments I wanted to highlight here from Bex. She says we really need to do a Karen Ryder segment.
We need to get Michael on to do that one, because that would be Michael.
Have him be Karen Ryder.
Yeah.
Oh man, you imagine if we started doing some of the other ones, like we could have Karen Ryder Black and Karen Ryder Double.
Yeah.
Oh. Shin Karen Ryder Prologue. Maybe not that one.
Oh man.
Wait. No, that was the mascot one. And then she says, like, or it could be when we were talking about, going to stores and buying things, or you go to a bootleg store. That's what I was hinting at when I was like, you want to go to the back room?
God, that just is so creepy.
I know it sounds terrible, but that was by design. And yes, Kim will be at G-Fest. She is going to be at G-Fest. And Kim, you and I need to make sure that we get to the Jeopardy tryouts at the correct time. And then we're going to put, if we both make the cut where the gloves are coming off, and we may not be friends by the end of the evening. Because that's what we were telling each other. It's just like, if we both make the cut, it's like, yeah, we're gonna have to pretend not to be friends for a while.
I do think we should start wrapping everything up, because you've been going live for about an hour and a half now. But real quick, one last thing about the magazine. We have been including a preview for the next issue in every issue, so you can see a preview for what's coming up here in a couple of months, which is our King Kong anniversary issue to celebrate the 90th anniversary of King Kong's release. It is completely King Kong focused, and yeah, it's going to be great. We're haven't settled on it, but we're actually thinking of doing foil covers for that. So it kind of looks
that's something I don't know if you have a copy of it with you, but we should, speaking of foil covers, we have a con exclusive.
Yes. So if you are at All Monsters Attack, there will be some exclusive things that you cannot get on our website or anywhere else. They are only available at the con, that are related to the Power Trip podcast. There's some magazine stuff. So make sure that if you're there, you come and see us, because you're not going to get this any other time.
Yep. So. There will be a special foil cover collection of Michael's 4-part Power Trip article series. You outdid yourself with that. I love the foil cover. Michael sent pictures of it to me when it came in the mail for him, and I'm like, that looks so gorgeous. I looked at at the proof copy that you did. You actually took
Mhm.
the first article and cleaned it up a little bit.
Yeah, cleaned it
It
up
looks
some.
like it matches with the other three much more
Mhm.
nicely now. It's just, oh man, I can't wait to to start selling that
Yeah.
at all
Yeah,
monsters. It's gonna be
they
fun.
looked fantastic. The pictures that Michael sent, I'm sure, and actually, I might even talk to Michael about getting on and doing a live stream at some point, showing them off. In fact,
Mhm.
that is something that just to talk about. We're probably going to be doing that more often, or at least I'm going to be trying to do that. That as the printed copies of the magazine get sent to me, I will start trying to live stream here on
Mhm.
YouTube. It won't be an hour and a half long. I
No.
promise. Not every time, but just to show off the magazine, show off how it turned out, see, just so you can get a little preview of what the
Mhm.
printed physical copy of the magazine is going to look like. I'm really happy with how this one turned. It's still one of my
Right.
favorite issues. I love the cover, just the Shin Godzilla look to it,
Mhm.
and even the Japanese text, which is Kaiju Ramen, is what it says on the side. So it's great.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And the trash talk is already starting. I'm
Yeah.
taking you down, Marchand. We'll see about that, Lakanalao, if that is your real name.
So yeah, so you want to start wrapping everything up?
Right. Yeah. So thanks everybody for tuning in, leave some comments in the chat, contributing to the conversation, indulging me while I, you know, unbox the largest tokusatsu purchase I have ever made. But it's a little bit bittersweet. I wish this was under better circumstances. It's sad to see Generation Kikaida closing down their online store at the very least. I think their physical store, I'm guessing, is going to stay open, but they've done the Lord's work making these available, even if the prices were kind of exorbitant. But hashtag for the podcast.
Yeah.
Look at all of this. We could, like you said, like Kikaida karaoke. That might have to be our next live stream.
Yeah. Let us know what content you would like to see on this YouTube channel moving forward, because it's only our second thing that we've posted. First
Right.
publicly made thing, the other one is private for people who buy the magazine. There's a QR code that you can scan and check out the other video that's available on here on this channel, but this is our first public. So let us know what kind of content you want to see.
Yeah, we would like to start using this more, and I've heard that live streams are encouraged by YouTube. That
Live
and
streams
short.
and shorts. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
for some reason it's like two ends of the like two totally different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, it's kind of wacky. I mean, I could do some. I've done it on the Film Vault. I could do some gaming streaming if people would be interested in that. I've done that like I said, on the Film Vault before. So
I can do
I've
some
got
gaming
a
streaming
lot
too, but
of
I'm
I've
only
got a
doing
lot of
Minecraft.
games that would be of interest to people. Henshin Hero and Kaiju.
Yeah. So let us know what kind of content you'd like to see moving forward, and thank you guys for tuning in to us, and thank you, Nathan, for inviting me on here.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it was nice seeing your faces, Beck says. Face reveal. Oh wait, I've done face reveal already.
Yeah, I know. My beard reveal.
I was gonna say you're rocking the beard there, man. I like it.
I was meant to shave it this morning, but I just didn't feel like doing it, so I just left it.
I don't know. I think it suits you.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see, right? All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks a lot, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.